Okay, so today we're going to talk about omega-3. Omega-3 is a type of fat. We're talking about how fat is going to influence our health. Fat is very important. It's not about, but a lot of misconceptions and misleading about fat that people prefer everything low fat. They don't want to eat any fats because they don't want to create any cardiovascular problems. But before doing that, we should know what fat is not helping and what fat is helping. Omega-3 is a fat that will benefit us so much. So we're going to talk about today is omega-3. This is healthy fat that you and me must need. And there's layers of information and knowledge. So I would like people, everybody will stay to the last minutes because of the more we cover, the more you will have the aha moment. Okay? Okay. Today we'll cover how are essential fatty acids discovered. I'll tell you a couple of stories. How did the scientists and the doctors discovered this essential fatty acid and why they are called essential fatty acid? What does omega-3 do for our body? And people are shopping around for fish oil. How do you choose and pick the fish oil that you need? How to differentiate fish oil when you're shopping around, which are the one that you need and the better for you, okay? And the last, I have to introduce you how do you know you need it, whether or not you really need it, okay? First story, it's about 1929 to 1930s. That's the first time the discovery of importance of dietary fat. At that time, people really don't know what is the importance of dietary fat. They're taking fats as energy or calorie or carbs as the same. They just eat it in. Okay, the idea that specific fats were critical to maintaining health was not well recognized until in 1929 and 1930s. The husband and wife, George and Waldred Burr, published two papers that shed light on the importance of fats in the diet. This is George Burr. They have a very pretty well-known chicken research. Check it out. The chicken that fed on fat-free diet, no fat at all. They're basically starch, sugar, casein, gelatin, vitamin, and minerals. Those chicken outcome is poor growth, unhealthy feathers, the little one here, and a scaly dry skin, reduced reproductive ability, and general signs of malnutrition. While the chicken on this side fed on a fat-containing diet, natural resource, that natural source of fats like corn, oil, or lard. And these chicken appear to be healthier, feathers, smooth skins, normal growth and reproduction, and become pretty robust. The Burrs named fats at that time essential fatty acid. However, at that time, they only recognized omega-6 as essential fatty acid. So what is omega-6? Omega-6 is a type of polyunsaturated fat that plays the essential role. The reason we call them essential because our body does not produce them on our own. We must obtain through diet. The main examples of omega-6 is number one, vegetable oil, like sunflower oil, soybean oils. They are fat. They are omega-6. Okay. Now, another main examples are animal products, meat, all kinds of meats, chicken, beef, pork, lamb, and eggs. They also can be synthesized in the body from the AA can be also synthesized from LA. That means vegetarians also can convert LA to AA in their body because they don't eat meat, and vegans don't eat eggs, right? Now, another examples of omega-6 is GLA. They're found small amounts in the blackcurrant seed oil. What does omega-6 do for us? They build and maintain healthy cell membranes. Every single cell of our membrane in the body needs fat. Okay, they are the energy source for us. They help support the brain and nerves system function. They help maintain the skin and the hair health. However, I want to highlight this. Omega-6 also producing signaling molecules which are involved in inflammation and immune regulation. They are producing inflammation, omega-6, okay? Pros and the cons of omega-6. Omega-6 are vital for our health, particularly for skin, the immune. However, the overconsumption, which is very easy to consume, right? Because we cook food with oil and we eat meat, eggs, most, bakeries, because they need oil. Mostly the regular meal that we're having in American diet are omega-6, okay? Now, the overconsumption, which means very easily we can do, especially in an imbalanced diet of people not really conscientious of their balancing diet, can lead to chronic inflammation and associated with health risk. Now, the next story. Now, remember that's 1929, 1930s. People find out, just firstly discovered the importance of fats. At that time, they only discovered omega-6. Now, this discovery of omega-3. In 16th century England, that's way early, right? The fishermen in England already find that the fish oil to treat wounds, aches, and colds and skin diseases. Finally, Dr. Ralph Holman, we call him the grandfather of omega-3. He discovered omega-3. That's why we call them the grandfather. He discovered omega-3 and omega-6 are both essential fatty acid. And he invented omega, this word. He invented this word omega to name them as essential in 1960s. Okay, about 30 years later, people find out omega-3. Okay. Oh, so that, by the way, I have this picture of Dr. Holman when he was 93 years old. His body has omega-3 status is 25.6%. Average American only have 4.8%. Do you know the difference is? He's still shoveling snow on the roof of his house, and he's reading papers and publishing papers and teaching students when he's 93. Brain very sharp, very clear, still contribute his knowledge and energy to our society. Okay, now let's move on to 1970s. Now people gradually discovered, okay, the Danish study on Greenland Eskimos, they find out extremely high fish diet of the Eskimos. Of course, they don't have land. They're basically snow and ice, right? They don't have green leafy vegetables grown from the snow. So their mainly diet is what? It's fish. The incidence of heart attacks and other cardiovascular diseases was very low. So people, oh, that's interesting. Study found that this diet had a high concentration of a particular type of unsaturated fatty acid called omega-3 fatty acid, which is proof Dr. Holman's idea, right, in 1960s. Now, eventually people published, lots of paper. I mean, from omega-3, maybe more than 10,000 papers published. They prove that omega-3 are powerful anti-inflammatory property. It can prevent cardiovascular disease, many forms of cancers, and depression. Look at this. Okay. Various studies have shown that adequate fish oil supplements had a strong therapeutic effect in the treatment of a large number of illness, like diabetes, ulcerative colitis, asthma, autism, ADHD, and proven to help neurological development in infants and better brain function and focus on adults. Now I started talking about fish oil because of omega-3 resides majority in deep ocean fish. Omega-3 has a critical role in reduce inflammation, has been approved to find out reduce the risk of osteoporosis and some cancers, has been shown to reduce triglyceride, blood pressure, and the buildup of plaque in the arteries. They are improving brain and vision functions, reduce cognitive aging, and they improve mental health. Several studies have found that omega-3 fatty acid consumption is tied to decrease the risk of Alzheimer's, of course. And another study conducted at University of Pittsburgh Medical Center compared the effect of ibuprofen with omega-3 supplements, showed that they were even comparable in their ability to reduce pain and inflammation. Isn't that interesting? A quick recap. Omega-6 fatty acid sources, vegetable oil, nuts and seeds and meat, and function in the body as fat. They are supporting the cell's growth, promoting brain function. However, they involved in producing inflammation. Okay, omega-3 fatty acid majorly found in fish, some in flaxseed oil, chia seed. They are essential for brain function, heart health, and the key is reduce inflammation. Inflammation is what? Is the major reason of causing aging and all other illness, right? We all know that. And support cell membrane. These are the common forms. These are the common forms. We'll explain to it more, okay? Now, the next layer of this topic. Omega-6, the hidden truth. Here's a truth that you may not know, okay? More omega-6 means less omega-3. What does that mean? That explains why the common in our society, most people have chronic inflammation situation. They either have arthritis, they either have pain, fatigue, all kinds of, digestive issues because of chronic inflammation. People asking, where's the chronic inflammation come from? Diet can play an important role. And one of the mystery here is the more you consume omega-6, the less you will absorb omega-3. Here's the reason why. Okay, both omega-3 and omega-6, they compete for receptors in every single cell membrane. Did you get it? The ratio, so if omega-6 is the red car, omega-3 is the yellow car. This is the cell, our cell membrane destination. Every cell has a receptor. We can catch this, catch this, catch this to absorbing them into the cell to be used, right? But with more red car comes omega-6 coming in, they take the spot of the receptor. And when the omega-3 comes in, there's no spot to land on. And there will be no absorption from omega-3 of the cell, from the cell, for the cell, right? This is very common because of the more omega-6 diet that we're eating, the less likely our body will be absorbing omega-3. Who is causing inflammation? Omega-6, correct? But the more we eat fried food, bakeries, oil, vegetable oil, and what I'm talking about, all the meats, things, it means that, but we not eating so much good deep ocean fish, or nuts, and then the less likely we are using or we're taking in omega-3. Here, several research. Omega-6 competes with omega-3 in tissues. The more omega-6 intake, the less omega-3. Okay, see that? More omega-6, less omega-3. Another research, this is for headache. This is research done people who have chronic headaches. And they discovered is if they take less on omega-6, means that they are pay attention on their diet. They're using less vegetable oil or not using them much at all, but they are increasing the functions, the intake of omega-3, their headaches going down. Okay. Ratios. What is the best ratios? And it's hard to control it in the life, but just be conscious and mindful when you pick up food. Okay. At birth time, 1929, 1930s, 20-1. They didn't realize how much important omega-3 is, right? Now should be 2-1. Okay. 2 omega-6, 1 omega-3. The latest research, even 1-1. The higher omega-3 is better, even 1-1. Okay. There. So we have a question here. Now, what's in it? What's in omega-3 that really beneficial? Does people just eat plenty of fish will be good? And there's not more stories about it, but we have to analyze what really works within omega-3 that are helping people. So the studies already discovered within omega-3, there's two components, DHA and EPA. It's a long word. I'm not going to pronounce it. DHA and EPA in short term. The reason I want to introduce this because it's going to help you shop around how to choose the right product of fish oil, okay? The difference, DHA versus EPA. DHA is better than EPA in reducing total triglyceride. Do you know this term? When you see a lipid panel, the cholesterol panel, there's total cholesterol, triglyceride, HDL, and LDL, okay? DHA helps increasing the good cholesterol, HDL. EPA has more beneficial on lowering LDL, the bad cholesterol. Okay, so they are different. Their functions are focusing on different aspects. Now, DHA is better on mental health, helps the brain, and helps the vision too. Okay, DHA has been suggested to be more effective in improving overall cognition and preventing cognitive decline in healthy older adults. Very good for our brain health. DHA, keep that in mind. This is what scientists discovered in the maternal stage, omega-3 DHA for the brain. Deficiency can impair synapses development between nerves, okay? If adequate DHA happens, look at the nerve synapses. They are connecting each other, and they are, so when the pregnant woman, when the baby having more synapses in the nerve, in their brain, they are smarter. They have better memory, better concentration, and more calm. Now, if even during the pregnancy, if they're deficient in DHA, look at the nerve neuron synapses, they're way less, right? This to tell us, or if you have daughters or friends, if they're pregnant, I highly recommend them to start taking some DHA-rich food and possibly fish oil, but focus on DHA. And there's DHA product. DHA and the aging brain, okay? Brain DHA is dependent on dietary intake. That's why we call them essential fatty acid. Our body don't produce it. We have to eat them in, okay? This is that as normal neuron in our brain, okay? Alzheimer's neuron, fiberized, amyloid plaque. The higher DHA diet intake is associated with the significant reduce of risk of Alzheimer's, okay? Long-term supplement of DHA in rodents, like rats, reduces amyloid beta formation, and hippocampal neurons loss means that the memory is improved when when they take DHA, okay? DHA homeostasis is different in the elderly compared with the young. This is a pathological pictures of Alzheimer's disease, dementia. This is another study. This is a better resilience among veterans with omega-3. They are giving a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial of omega-3 fatty acid consumption among military veterans. They're giving them 3 grams, more than 3 grams. So 3,300 milligram omega-3 daily. And they find out they're reduce the risk for serious suicidal thoughts, behavior, suicidal thinking, negative emotions, and the symptoms associated with suicidal risk. When they take omega-3, this is a high amount. Every day, much reduce their suicidal behaviors. This is a fish consumption and a major depression. Okay. So when they consume more seafood, the more fish consumptions, the less depression rate. Preventions of secondary cardiovascular disease. Secondary, okay. 1995, this is research, and they find out they decrease the cardiac arrhythmia. A large amount of patients having the research, 11,000 patients, and previous they're taking 850 of EPA and DHA and followed by 3.5 years. 20% decrease in all-cause mortality, 40% decrease in sudden death. Why do positive studies often get ignored? That's okay. When I take the classes of this essential fatty acid, the truth is functional medicine doctors and the teachers have been studied on it. And at that time, was at least 8-10 years ago when I take these classes, maybe. At that time, it's more than 10,000 papers published to show, to prove how omega-3, DHA, EPA are beneficial for our health, the brain, the nerve. But they are soon buried by the mainstream because of their food. They are not medicine. And people feeling better is compete with pharmaceutical marketing. And I think that's majorly the reason is. But there's numerous. If you go to a public health library, if you search DHA, there's numerous paper on EPA or omega-3. Well, let's list some. Omega-3 fatty acid can prevent depression in high-risk patients. Fish oil prevent age-related brain shrinkage. I love this one, right? Study prove omega-3 fatty acid lower risk of type 2 diabetes. Omega-3 fatty acids reverse nerve and spine damage. Omega-3 fats from fish found to significantly lower the risk of breast cancer. Isn't that amazing? Oh, okay. This is a picture, 2016, old one, but I'm just showing you as example. I think that was the time about I learned this. In at that time, okay, the omega-3 fatty acid, EPA, DHA, total fatty acid, overall the map popular, which country are low or high or good. The good one are the green one, Greenland, well, because of they have to rely on fish. They don't have much vegetables, right? Or fresh green leafy things at that. Now, I want to say Canada, USA are less than 4%. Brazil, yeah, the red zone are not so good, yeah? And I think China here is 4 to 6. Well, anyway, so that was kind of comparative to say where we are. All right, now here we're talking about, we got to eat more fish. How do we choose fish wisely. When we shop around, do I choose, should I go to Costco more, Whole Foods more, Trader Joe's more, or supplements? I want to take supplements. What do I choose? And the next, the layers of the knowledge I want to share with you is how to choose. Okay. First of all, let's talk about food. Navigating the fish safety. Omega-3 benefits versus the risk. Extremely marine pollutions, we all know heavy metals like mercury, cancers causing PCBs, and these PCBs, carbon papers, polluted, ocean pollution are the major concerns of we are eating too much fish nowadays, and it is truth. This is the fact that in 2009, U.S. Geological Survey study detect mercury contamination in every fish, 100%, sampled in nearly 300 streams across the country, our country, okay, the U.S. Not only the ocean, rivers, lake, pond, you name it, 300 streams, 100% in every single fish, mercury contamination. Mercury in the water, here's the chain. Mercury increases up the food chain, becomes plankton eat it, little bit insects eat it, small fish eat it, big fish eat it, and we eat it. So now you say, oh gosh, I have to, be careful when I choose fish, right? Now I'm going to go to supplements then. Can supplement be a better choice? Comparatively to say yes, because it is required that the manufacturer making the fish oil supplements, they must get filtered away the heavy metals and toxicities. In that parts, it's better, and it is healthier. But depends on different brand, they still have different standard. Now, US have a standard about, okay, you have to do this, means that they do allow certain percentage of heavy metals or toxicity inside the supplements. European standards is higher. They're very strict. They are higher regulation there. Okay. This is one thing when you shopping around for fish oil. I like the one, if this fish oil is even advertised or able to digest it by babies and pregnant women, I would consider more of this type. Okay, thinking about that, that's one key I would compare. Another compare is this one, ingredients concerns. I just, I'm not prone to any brand. This just for you to compare. I just download information, these pictures online, okay? This fish oil, I don't mind. You may see them anywhere, okay? Now look at this. I want you to help you to read this. Fish oil, and they put 1,000 milligrams of fish oil, but 300 milligrams of omega-3. What are the other 700 milligrams are? The same thing, fish oil here, 1,000 milligram fish oil. Yeah, it is oil. It is fish, oil from fish. But what is the best part of the oil from the fish? We want them anti-inflammatory. We want them helping us the most, right? But only 300 are omega-3. This is what you need to look into. What are the other 700? Those are mostly omega-6, okay? So what are the remaining portion within the fish oil? They are the omega-6, they are the triglyceride, and they are the other compounds, small amounts of residues, proteins, and natural fish constituents and fillers and stabilizers. Okay, now let's look at the supplement facts here. Okay, so for this product, I don't even know what the brand is. Doesn't matter. Let's just look at into the fact sheet. Omega-3, you see my mouse here. Omega-3 fatty acid, 1500 milligram. That's pretty high. Okay, now EPA, 800, pretty good. DHA, 600, not bad. Another fatty acid, 100. This product I would consider, okay? But keep in mind, when EPA proportion is higher, it means a focus on more on cardiovascular health, balancing the fat in the LDL, reducing LDL, right? But the DHA is more for brain function, cognitive health, right? So for this product, it is more prone to help cardiovascular health, less likely focus on cognitive, mental, brain, right? Because of the proportion of EPA is higher. Now check out the next one. In this one, omega-3 fish oil, these are 1250, a little bit less than last one, yeah? Total omega-3 fatty acid is 1,000. EPA, 690. DHA, only 310. What do you say? This is less component than the previous one, right? Right? And again, they focus on EPA, which is cardiovascular health, right? Oh, okay, what did I do? Okay, so this is the one, fish oil, 1200 milligram, only 1/3, right? 360 milligram active omega-3. These are, ordered by FDA. FDA regulate labels. They say you must label your active ingredients, what's in it, right? And let's check out the ingredients in it. 1200 fish oil provide 360 milligrams of total omega-3 fatty acid. EPA, what? It is the star here. DHA, I don't know what it is. They didn't even analyze how much in it. Do you think this bottle will worth to buy? You can type 2, means no, if it's helping you. That's right, I see that. Thank you for responding. Yeah, right. So it labels, I have 1200 milligrams of fish oil. And well, yeah, I have to say it's only 360 milligrams of total omega-3. But what's in it? I don't know. They didn't even label it. Don't buy it. Okay. Now, do you have your omega-3 fish oil with you? If you do, take a look of the label of what you have. And you can ask me if you have any questions at the Q&A part. Is that okay? You can ask me if you have any questions, okay? Now in the chat room, 1 means yes, 2 means no, okay? Thank you. All right, food is medicine. All right, so I put up this is I want to share just a couple of cases. I have a patient who is maybe 93, 94 now, but she fell in her kitchen when she was 88, face down on the kitchen, she fell and had a concussion, TBI, traumatic brain injury, and she had a very bad headache and dizzy, bad headache. Besides acupuncture treatment, and I gave her Pro DHA, so it's called Pro DHA, professional DHA, and you can shop around, but you have to find out, you read the label and find the DHA higher proportion. And let me tell you, DHA only comes from fish. So the overall speaking, the price in the market, anything labeled DHA is normally higher price than regular omega-3 because the regular omega-3 EPA also can come in from seeds, can come in from plant-based. So the resource is cheaper than the fish. Normally speaking, the DHA proportion products are a little bit higher, okay? So I gave her this, high concentrated DHA combining with acupuncture, and the headache, that was, she was 88. 2 months, symptoms are disappeared. So I do think it's the combination between the stimulations of acupuncture and the help from nutrition, which is the DHA, omega-3 fatty acid. Now, people having vision, dry eyes, blurred vision, or decreased vision, they can also consider taking DHA product with some eye, zeaxanthin, things combination to help improve their vision health. Omega-2, this is okay. When I see pro omega, this normally means EPA, which is cardiovascular EPA proportion higher. I have real case of EPA, people taking pro omega 2000 to the EPA higher, help them reduce LDL just by blood work test in about a few months, 4 or 5 months, the LDL much reduced. Okay, so that's a good example to just want to share. Okay, I want to pause for a second. That means I want to give you time to think. Think before you take. Okay, you may say, okay, I'm gonna jump into take omega-3 now. I want to be smart, I want to be sharp, I don't want to lose my memory. Just give it to me, the DHA, and I'm gonna take it. I know what you're thinking, and I've been thinking that too. But I want to share, this is another layers of the knowledge of today. That's very important to know, which is a new research published in 2024. We have to think before you take anything into your mouth. Okay, everything into your mouth count, and it'll work either good or bad. Okay. Everything you consume impact your health. Taking omega-3 when you don't need it may have some trouble. Okay, we should avoid abusement of supplements. That's why, when I review people's blood work, I always say, okay, this is what you need. These are, you may not need it. And sometimes I ask my patient come in, show me the supplements you're taking, and some of them taking a whole box of things. Say, okay, do you have room for food? This is all, yeah, it tends to be supplements abusement nowadays. You need to know whether or not you really need it. Okay, hold on. Okay, this is the recent peer review papers published in the British Medical Journal last year, 2024. The researchers discovered that the regular use of fish oil supplements could increase the risk of first-time heart disease and stroke among those who are in good case. Well, this research have they did research on that, but it's not detailed enough to say, okay, are they taking a good supplements, or they are abusing on randomly picked one cheaper, stuff that they're taking. No, they're just a overall. So, but it's good to know, right? However, on the other hand, the long-term study also found that fish oil can help those with heart. Can help those whose heart are already in trouble. Potentially, the fish oil can slowing the progression of the heart problems and lowering the risk of death. The team analyzed the data from nearly this much people. That's a big amount of people, aged from 40 to 69, participating in a large scale study for 12 years. And nearly a third said that they take, so a third of them take regularly using fish oil supplements. A 13 increased the risk of developing AFib was found in their study. Were they solidly related with fish oil? I don't know. But again, the study is a good alarm. okay? To show us that this is something you need to consider. We do not want to abuse on supplements as well. We need to know whether or not we need it. How do you know that? Do you need it? How do you know you need it? What should we do? The answer is test. We don't guess, right? We don't guess, oh, you need it. Look at you, you look pale. Or you don't need it. So here is very important. I do think everybody should take this test just to have maybe just 1 round or 2 rounds, right? This is omega-3 testing. This is a fingertip testing. We have them in the clinic, okay? This is to the lab. I can write a referral to you. Those are to test how much omega-3, how much EPA, DHA right now in your circulation. How much, let me show you the examples here. Okay, this is a sample report of this finger pick, yeah. Blood drop, you can judge, and then you ship them away, and we'll get the results. So this show you your overall omega-3 index. Where are you? The green part is great. You're in optimal. Okay. Do you remember Dr. Holman's omega-3 index? And I think he is up here like 25. Average Americans are 4%. Okay. Now, and they also have a ratio, compare how much omega-6 in you have and how many omega-3, the ratio there. Desirable range is 3.1. We're talking about 1.1, right? But okay, 3.1 acceptable. And most people, that means what? How much inflammation your body is having, high or low. AA versus EPA also shows the underlying inflammation level of your system. These are very, it's called preventative checkup. It's hardly to, to just draw your blood to check your inflammation marker. You may not reach into that high inflammation marker that the doctor detected, but through analyzing the omega-3, EPA, DHA 6 to 3, they could tell you how healthier you are, like as a preventative. We have them here. This is omega-3 check, omega check. This is LabCorp. LabCorp have this service. This is a sample report here. They will tell you, they will check total omega check, relatively low risk omega-3. This is the results. This is just sample, somebody else, okay? The reference range. This is omega-6, this ratio, total omega-3. And they also analyzing EPA and DHA as a single separate marker. And they have the total. So this is a person I don't know, okay? It's just a sample. So in my opinion, if you never had an omega check in the past, you may start with this one in detail first, but followed by finger pick every 4 to 6 months. After you adjusting your diet, improve the diet, improve the fish omega-3 intake, you're taking fish oil for a while, you wanted to know where you are, how much improved of omega-3 and omega-6 ratio. That's helpful. Okay. And that will help you say, okay, yes, I can take omega-3 with higher dosing now because of my body need it. And this test approved, showed me that I need it. If I'm all normal, no, you probably don't need omega-3 at this point. But then why I'm having inflammation, then you can take other things. You may take some herbal medicine and other modalities to reduce inflammation, right? Okay. Oh, yes, I wanted to show you, if you wanted to order this omega check, you can go to the website service. There's a lab test referral. within the lab test referral, there's affordable lab tests. You can click on that. And there's a bunch of very affordable tests offered by LabCorp. And don't forget to check the $7 phlebotomy fee, and they charge that. Yeah, I'm writing the referral to you, but it's basically just LabCorp. But does your doctor can offer that? If your doctor's open to preventative medicine, you can request Omega check from LabCorp. I hope they do, but most likely insurance does not cover preventative medicine. At the end, I wanted to say every single cell in our body has a bank account of fat. A cell deficient in omega-3 can never be healthy. All right, this is the end of my webinar. Thank you so much.
All right, this concludes Dr. Shu's presentation.